Okay, so I need some opinions. I need to know if this was an abduction, if this was astral travel / out-of-body experience, or if this was just some sort of visitation or whatever, because there's so many different things that went into this experience. So, hello, my name is Davlin, and I'm with Relaxation Station Hypnosis. I do all sorts of different things, hypnosis and hypnotherapy and Reiki and sound baths. And I've been studying out-of-body experiences and learning how to do them myself. So there was one night I had gone to bed and I was trying to go to sleep. And I had begun my meditation and, just kind of getting my body calm and just relaxing. And I said, I would like to have an experience, And so I laid there and was just relaxing. And all of a sudden my body started feeling really, really light, like it was lifting off the bed. And so I peeked open one eye, and I looked at my salt lamp that's right beside my bed, and I was like, okay, I'm still awake. So this is actually happening. And so I closed my eyes again and thought, well, I'm not sure what's going on, but we're going to see. So I closed my eyes again, and everything just continued to get lighter, like I was literally levitating off the bed. So I was like, no, because it was freaking me out. And if this has ever happened to you and you're like awake when it happens and fully aware when it happens, it's pretty confusing. And in my body and mind, this voice came over and said, yes, you want this. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I do. So I closed my eyes and just went with it. And it felt like I just turned into dust. And I was this beautiful, sparkling dust. And I began to float up through my room, through the ceiling, through the next floor, through the roof, just all the way up, floating through the sky. And then I went through the bottom of what seemed to be a giant ship. So I go through the bottom of the ship and I come up and I kind of materialize in what looked like kind of an auditorium that was like similar to a movie theater. And so I thought, okay, well, everybody's taking a seat, and there were people everywhere. This thing was huge. And this was just one kind of area that was like there was a whole big walkway that went all the way around. You could kind of see that it was long and it would curve, and there were different areas and different rooms, almost like a big almost like a college gymnasium auditorium type thing where it's huge and there's a lot of seating. So I grabbed a seat and I sat down, and there was a big movie screen. Well, they played a movie, and then when it was over, they played it again. So it was twice. And typically that is information that is going to be a download. And, when you have these things, I don't know if you've ever had those before, because I've received a movie type download before, and it's always played twice. And I never remember anything about it, which is really crazy. But anyway, that's a different thing. So after that, a voice came on and said that you could step over to the right if you wanted an additional download of what we just saw. And so they said it wasn't required, but that you could have it if you wanted it. And so I was like, yeah, I want it. So I stepped over there and I let them know. I said, I need to go and find my husband. I know he's up here somewhere. I think he's on the other side. So let me go find him and bring him back because he needs it too. And they were like, okay, you can come back. And not in those exact words, but you know what I mean. And so I went and found him. We came back and we got the download. And then when I came to, I was back in my bed, and I was like, okay, okay, that was amazing. And so, I told my husband about it the next day, and I was like, so do you remember anything about it? And he was like, no. And I said, I told you that you have out-of-body experiences and that you just don't remember them. Because I know that you were there. I would not have just said, let me go get my husband. I know he's on the other side. it was just hilarious. So, I didn't remember, of course, what the movies were, but what I know about those downloads is typically it's information that you will just know. And it's kind of like, all of a sudden, haven't you ever had like answers come out of nowhere, and like details for something just come out of nowhere? And it's like, how did I know that? That is what these downloads are. And it's just a trip. So was it an abduction? Was it just a really super detailed visitation or a download? Or, what was it? Was it an out of body? What was it? What do you think? Has anybody experienced anything like this? Was anybody at that same movie? All right. Anyway, just a fun tidbit for the day. I hope everybody's doing great. And if you need anything, let me know. I'd be glad to help. I just narrated a book for Audible called Hypnosis for Anxiety. And in parentheses to the side, it says second edition. It's got 55 different hypnosis type meditations for all types of anxiety. So if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be glad to help. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I love you. Bye.